Got a guy at TribLIVE Radio, TribLIVE.com. Winter meetings in baseball, and for 1 year, Guy, the Pirates and Neil Huntington very much active and acquiring a reliever, open to talks with Neil Walker for an extension.
I think you got to be pretty impressed with what they've done. They've got their list of what their priorities were. You may not be happy with how they filled them or who they've lost, and it's debatable. Are they better now than they were October 1st last year? But they have been active. They've spent money. I didn't think Liriano would come back. I don't know about you. They needed a lefty because they got rid of one to get a catcher in here. Mm-hmm. But Bastardo always was kind of a guy I didn't like when he came in to face them. I always thought he was a pretty good pitcher.
No, yeah.
Lefties and righties hit under 200 against him.
Rodriguez, the guy they gave up, is not a nobody, but he's also not going to help you this year. So it's another move to win now, right? They're going for it as much as the Pirates ever go for it in terms of spending money and acquiring short-term fixes.
Yeah.
So it's good news.
And talking to Neil Walker, and I think it's all positive stuff right now.
Now, Neil Walker, open to signing Walker to an extension. I'm open to a lot of things that never come to.
I'm open to buy you a Mercedes for Christmas, but it's probably not going to happen.
Yeah. If you're Neil Walker at this point, 2 years left before he hits free agency, do you tell him to go pound salt? Where were you 3 years ago? What's the incentive for Neil, if any, to sign and eat up a couple of those years of free agency?
I'd like to know deep down, and I'd like to have a beer with Neil and have him really tell me what he thinks about playing in his hometown. It sounds like it would be a great thing, and if you grew up rooting for the Pirates, every one of us here probably dreamed of that one time or another. I think at times it actually becomes a burden. I think he gets sick of answering, and he's such a nice guy, he would never say that. He may want to go someplace else to get out from under that. I don't blame them because of his back, Ken. Backs are such a question. Almost anybody in life, whether you're a professional athlete, a construction worker, or an office worker, once you start having back trouble, it never completely goes away. It just seems like you're always going to have issues. They never seem to get fixed right. From their standpoint, now, if he was done at the end of this year, I'd feel some pressure and say, this guy keeps producing, you better get something done. They've had arbitration. Still got 2 more years of arbitration control with them. They'd be nuts to sign a guy with a cranky back to a long-term deal when they can just keep arbitrating. Now, if that ticks him off in the long run and you wind up losing him, it's not like you're losing a 24-year-old guy either by the time you lose him. So I love Neil to death. I'd like to see him get everything that he wants and stay here. But
let's say you did 4 years, $40 million, and by the 2 years of free agency, you're saving yourself $5 million a year. Then from the Pirates' standpoint, you're happy, right? From Neil's point of view, he's not happy then, but now he's happy that he's got $40 million guaranteed, and if the back goes funny, he's going to have that money.
I think that's fair. I think that would be a fair thing for both sides right there. But as far as telling them to go pound salt, I think most guys understand the business part of it. Neil's a bright guy. You can't be in it and just want all the rules from the union or to your advantage, and then when something is to the club's advantage, then say, like Jack Wilson, who's one of my all-time favorite guys to ever come through Pittsburgh in any sport, got all ticked off the 1 year that he went through arbitration when they brought up all his negative statistics. You got to understand
why Jack Wilson stinks.
Yeah,
slideshow.
Right. Yeah, you've got to understand the business part of it. It's both sides. It's like buying and selling a house. You want top dollar if you're selling it. If you're buying it, you want a bargain. Hey, the pipes aren't good in the bathroom. And I think Neil's smart enough to understand that. So I don't think in and of itself the fact that he doesn't have a deal to this point is going to tell him to say, I don't want to stay here.
We shall see. Are the Pirates done? Is there anything else coming?
I'd like to see another bat somewhere. I'm not completely. I worry that Josh Harrison has a bit of a drop off. I'm not saying he's going to hit 210, but I don't know that he can do what he did last year. That was unbelievable. I'm not sold on Pedro being a first baseman 140 games a year. So I think he could use a guy. I know they picked up Rodriguez to kind of be the backup guy there, but I'm not completely sold. So I think they're probably done pitching wise unless Volquez they work something out with him.
Be talking about it all through the Pirate Fest weekend and in the next week here at TribLive.com. Ken and Guy.